All right. Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show, episode numero. It says, are we correct with this? Is it really 48?
Shit, almost to 52 though. It's been over a year, so we're almost every week. It's pretty good.
Yeah, good shit. So, here we are. I'm getting I'm getting an echo from somewhere.
I'm not.
Oh, I have two windows open. That's why. Okay. 3. Jesus Christ.
Just turn the volume off on the YouTube. Hey, hello world. MLD has disappeared. And I can't hear him anymore either, but got a new guy, or at least for our show, the Tokyo Crypto Show. We got Truly. I haven't seen that guy. Hey, what's up? But Moon Gang, baby, lots of Moon Gang stuff going on. For those of you guys who are in my private Telegram chat, you guys know where Bitcoin's going. Very, very good places. But first, we're gonna get some goodbye periods, right? John's finally back.
For all you guys who follow me on Instagram, you see that I've set up a second monitor, and it's kind of throwing me out of whack a little bit. Everything's kind of messed up, but we're all good to go now. Was double checking. Yeah, we're definitely on episode number 48, and man, it's Charlie. It's been quite the ride, man. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, last year at this time, we were, holding on to like $3,700 Bitcoin, and just being like, hope this bear market ends soon. Let's start a channel because we're pretty sure that the bear market was finishing, and Bitcoin's just 2 to 3 times that price within last year. Got up about like 350% up. No biggie.
Truly, can someone shed some opinions on dropshipping? Sorry, this is the Tokyo Crypto Show. This is not the Tokyo Dropshipping Show. You're gonna have to find someone else for that, pal.
No thanks.
But thanks for tuning in today, guys. Let's just jump right into it. What is Operation Green Rolex? Okay, we're gonna talk about a pretty aggressive strategy that I have come up with, and Charlie's gonna be kind of the technical voice of reason. This is
just
more
slap
like
you around a little bit.
Hey,
don't
slap
do
me
it.
away. No. I'm into that kind of stuff.
I know.
But I'm on the giving end, not the receiving.
Well, not tonight.
But, so what we're going to talk about is I have like a kind of a macro opinion on what I believe is going to happen with the upcoming bull run. Clearly, for you guys that have been following us for over a year now, everybody who is in Tokyo financially up since last year, okay? This is not fucking some trading academy where you copy and paste and blah, 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 and you get scammed out or whatever. This is
not the way to go, in my opinion. You got to have some logic,
Yeah, and Charlie teaches the people when he's in this group, and I'm in the group as well. Myron Gaines just joined the group. That is a solid addition. We are all, like, financially speaking, like, we're all fucking gonna kill it. We are absolutely gonna kill it. And this is a strategy that I implemented in 2017. I theoretically made a lot of money, but I got greedy and I didn't pull the trigger and liquidate, and therefore I technically lost money, right? I lost probably, how much did I probably lost around like close to $30,000 that I could have had, right? So
there's two ways to look at it, right? Was that $30,000 from your initial put in that you were down after? Like, for example, you put in 50,000, then you lost 30,000 and you ended up with 20, or you lost 30,000 in opportunity cost of the profit that you could have taken if you would have taken it at a higher price.
I put $14,000 in at Ripple when it was $3. So,
well, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Actually, Ripple is really good to short today. It's going to go down from 24 to 21 cents But
Fuck Ripple.
yeah, that's where it's at now compared to where it was at $3 when you were there.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
forgot
one.
about that move.
That
That
one's
one
oh,
was a
I didn't
harsh.
forget. I didn't forget
That
about
was
that one.
harsh.
That one stung. So I lost $14,000 on that, and then I theoretically lost 10,000 on the Verge pump that was put in and they got out, and then the Mona coin I put about $6,000 into that during that pump. Just a bunch of amateur mistakes. I'm man enough to say, hey, you know what? I put the money in. I lost it all, but this upcoming run here, I do believe I have the experience of being in the market for now since December 2016, so 3 years, and paying attention. Lost some money with crypto gambling as well, which I definitely don't recommend.
Yeah, well, that was before, right? That was like what, 2016 or something?
That was 2017 May. Not that I was keeping count. That was
Which fight?
Chris Weidman versus Kevin Gastelum. I thought Kevin Gastelum was going to knock him out, and Chris Weidman fucking choked him out with a goddamn head and arm choke. The only fight Chris Weidman has won in the last 4 times he's been out in the octagon. But you live and you learn, right? Now I know that it's a this is what I talk about. You got to fail forward, man. Yep. Man, I don't have ego. I don't care. I just tell people straight up, yeah, I fucked up. I made some mistakes, but when you make these mistakes that cost money, you remember, and you fucking learn.
Well, there's an interesting story. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible, but a guy that went by the name of Jesse Livermore about 100 years ago. He was a guy who literally in his time became a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire, if I'm correct, in the 1920s. Mm-hmm. And he went boom and bust multiple times. But he ended up becoming, a leading trader or, one of the leading investors of his time. But, to make the big gains, you also have to take some losses. You can't get out of this game scot-free. And so, human psychology has not changed in the last 100 years. And, those things are going to happen again. So I think, the reason why I decided to do my channel is simply because I want to take out the BS that everybody's been getting fed from other sources and, just help people start off with an extra foot, in the right direction, I guess I should say, because a lot of people start out with bad information and too much hope in that everything's going to keep going up forever. So, I think people have to understand when it goes down and how it goes down. But it looks like we lost John again.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're still there. Okay.
No, I just put you on the main screen.
Yeah. You're doing your thing. I forgot about that. Don't be baiting. But anyways, that was basically it for that story. But
yeah. So let's go. Okay. So here's the agenda today, guys. And again, we got 38 people watching live right now. Honestly, you guys, seriously, I mean, obviously, Modern Life Dating, Interview with a Man, it's blowing up. I had 180 live viewers in the audience yesterday for a phenomenal episode. If you want to learn how to deal with female haters, watch yesterday's episode of Interview with a Man. I believe it was episode 211, How to Deal with Female Haters. Phenomenal episode. Trust me, it's worth every single ounce of your attention. But as I grow in popularity, whatever, I'm not trying to fucking sound like I'm so cool. It's just I happen to be growing in popularity. You guys that are watching here on the Tokyo Crypto Show, seriously, you guys are the creme de la creme, because when it comes to, obviously, this is the Tokyo Crypto Show, but obviously I run the dating thing, right? Teaching guys how to make more money, make muscles, learn game. And for you guys that pay attention here and really pay attention to this cryptocurrency stuff, and you're not just a fucking mindless pussy hound, just how do I get girls? How do I get girls? I just want to say, you guys who watch this from the beginning to end, people like Trophy Dolphin, people like Tony, people Nigerian like Cody, Don. People like fucking Nigerian Don's always in the house. Who else? Elijah here, Extra Guac. All you guys, I want to tell you, you guys have my fucking my ultimate respect, because you guys are the real dudes who are really checking every box, and you will have the success you want in my opinion. Like, and you are 1,000% going to have the success you want. So that being said, today's episode, how it's going to work is like this. First, Charlie's going to cover the price of Bitcoin right now, what's going on, what he's predicting to happen. Bitcoin is kind of, it's hilarious that we're saying Bitcoin's at a low price right now at 9,100. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll when I show the chart, I'll mention a few different points in the price over between now and 1 year from now, where people will have different, I guess, ideas on what is low and what is not, because that will evolve along with the market.
Right. And so we're going to talk about that. I got this new washer and it's fucking shaking my room right now. I'm thinking my neighbors hate me.
I can't hear you. I can't hear it. So
I can feel it. My desk is shaking. Hey, she fucking hates me as is. Whatever. I'll take her on a date.
How old is she? Like
fucking like 500. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
She's a dragon lady. But anyways, we're gonna go over the current price. And then we're going to go over the strategy we're going to talk about what is Operation Green Rolex. I think this is a very fun way to play with cryptocurrency, and not even say play, but like what we're going to see, like this is what we always offer here. We're offering full transparency. Now, this is not financial advice, but I'm going to transparently tell you guys what I am doing with my own personal money so you guys can see what my goals are. And we're going to see if if I'm going to fail or if I'm going to succeed. So, Charlie, why don't you go ahead and first tell me about what is going on with the current price of Bitcoin? Do you think we're priced in at the low point? What are your projections in regards to moving forward? I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead and share your screen. You'll be good to go.
Let's do it. Hold on.
No worries.
Alrighty then. I don't know if am I sharing my screen?
Nils is in the house. What's up, Nils? Yeah. Yep, you're good to go.
Alrighty. So, current price of Bitcoin is just a hair above $9,000, which is, good. But basically, the only thing you need to know about the current price is first from a macro level, and then I'll show you the current stuff on the micro level. Macro level, all that you really need to know, and if I just zoom this whole beast out, it's going to look a little whatever, but we got back here in 2011, 2012. This is when we start being able to track the price of Bitcoin consistently with the data that we have from the price charts. Of course, it existed from 2009, but before that time, basically before Bitcoin was about $1 or $2, we do not have a reliable exchange data from that time. So anyways, we start from there. Got a wave 1, 2, 3. 3 was the last bull market, going from 150 to 20,000. Then a wave 4, which you can't really see here, but anyways, it is what it is. Goes down here. That was the end of the bear market, which lasted from the end of 2017 to the end of 2018, basically 1 year. And the price got down to about 3,100. And then last year, the guys who've been paying attention to us, and let me just zoom in here for a second. The guys who've been paying attention to us, like Cody, I believe Cody was the first person to pay attention to us consistently, was from right down here at around 37 to 4,000. Okay. And so Bitcoin then went on a tear last year, basically better than any other asset that year, and also better than any asset in terms of price increase over the last 10 years. So if you're not in Bitcoin, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Even if it's just a small 5% of your capital for a high risk investment, or a high risk investment, I guess is what some people call it. But if you know what you're doing, it's not that high risk. But anyways, that's an amazing move, which it did last year. And then of course, that's followed up by 6 months of downtrend. Now, don't worry too much about all of these letters and numbers. The only thing you need to know is that we have the wave 2 finishing here back down in December. And this means the current wave that we are in is wave 3 of wave 5, which means we are in Bitcoin's kind of final leg before a much larger decline. come 2021, 2022. But until that time, we have right now, starting from December of last year up until a little bit higher, we have a pretty good area for wave 3, which is the most impulsive or the highest, fastest growing wave when it comes to Elliott wave theory. And I won't go into the details of Elliott wave theory, but let's get back down to today. So from December until December 18th until February 13th, we had about 56 days of positive price action. On Bitcoin cycles, Bitcoin averages about 60 days from low to low in its cycle, sometimes a little bit shorter, sometimes a little bit longer. Right now, we are a little bit longer here, actually around, today is day 69. Some of you enjoy that number, I guess. Let's see here. So right around here is day 69, right? So we have a new low coming in. It may come out to as far as day 80 around early part of March. So we have 5 waves up. We have so far around 3 waves down. Okay, but right now, let's just delete that and look here. We currently have this bull flag, it looks like, forming. We are currently slightly under that, which means the price right now is actually a little bit overextended to the downside, at least for today.
Could you explain what a bull flag is to the folks?
Sure. So it's just a continuation pattern, meaning we had, in terms of a percentage, from down here at 6,400 to up here at 10,500 from December 18th last year until middle of February, basically Valentine's Day. We had a 64% increase. That is very, very a huge increase for any asset in that short period of time. And so it does need a time to cool off before continuing. And so what this is looking like so far is 2 parallel lines going down, creating a channel. The reason why it's called a bull flag is because once it breaks back above that channel, then that is a bullish continuation pattern. So even though it's going down, that is still bullish because it's a short consolidation before a continuation of the uptrend. And so long story short there, we're getting pretty close to an area here where the cycle low could be in anywhere from the end of this month to the beginning of next month. So in an extreme case, right, we could have Bitcoin come down to the top of this support resistance. Right now it is support, which is at about $8,300. So this box here is where Bitcoin would slow down if it extremely broke down below that bull flag. And if it extremely broke down, it would find a lot of support between basically 7,800 to 8,300. So if Bitcoin gets anywhere near that area, buy the hell out of it, basically. But until then, it looks like we have a consistent, not too extreme downtrend up until the early part of March, somewhere between, I would say, 88, maybe 8,750 to maybe 9,000 as the low that we're looking for here. And then anything basically above this area here, above about 9,700. Once Bitcoin breaks above 9,700, then it's going to go towards this area, which it tried to break 10,500 here since it broke down once, twice, 3 times. So a 4th retest of that bottom of the resistance right now would probably break through that and get a little bit of resistance at the top of this larger triangle. And this triangle is from the top of the last bull market at 20,000 down to the last top in 2019 of 14,000, and coming actually to an apex here along with the past long-term price action right at the Bitcoin halving. So the halving of Bitcoin will happen around May 12th of this year. We will get to the apex of this triangle. So I expect us to bounce probably once up here towards 11,000, come back down, maybe test 10,000 again, and then before the halving, break up and try to test $14,000 to $15,000 Bitcoin. And that's in the short term, within the next 2 months to 70 days, roughly.
So do you think we priced the bottom in right now, or we got room to go
For this cycle?
for this cycle, which is the 60-day cycle, correct?
Yeah. So we still have room to go. Right now we're on day 69, which is an extended cycle. We could go up to day 84, which would be around March 8th to 12th. But the longest cycle that's happened in the last 3 years for Bitcoin is 84 days.
Okay. So guys, you heard that. Write this down for you guys that are paying attention. Remember, you guys who pay attention to detail, you're the ones that are going to make money, and you're the ones that are going to acquire Bitcoin during this time. Between March 8th and March 12th, again, write this down, you fucks. Between March 8th and March 12th, this is the potential for Bitcoin to drop to potentially, you said 8,400, Charlie?
About 80, 70. The best price or the lowest price it would be is about 78, 7,900. Probably not going to get down that low. The next area up from there would be about 8,200, or sorry, 8,300. And maybe even 8,500 would be somewhat realistic. So I would say probably 82 to 78 would be difficult, but 8,500 would be very possible around that point. Okay. But we could turn around at any point sooner. So once it goes above 9,700, buy the shit out of it.
Could you zoom in to like just the fifth from the 5 forward? Because looks like, yeah, we are on a pretty heavy downtrend right now. But you said this is a bull flag. So this is,
I mean, think about it, right? So Bitcoin went up 60 whatever percent over the course of the last 2.5 months. Nothing can continue to go up forever. Even within that trend, right? We had a bit of a decline here, up again, decline here, up again. And actually, this is a bull flag, right? The thing that we had around here actually was something like this, was a wedge, a bullish wedge, a declining wedge, which basically Bitcoin was continuing to go down here, and everybody was kind of freaking out a little bit, but it basically got pinched, and then the price went 3 days, like kind of like crazy, right? So from that pattern, from that type of wedge, it went up about 13% in 3 days, which is a pretty good return just on a very simple pattern that we were seeing there. And that confirmed the end of the 6-month downtrend. And so what we're seeing here, right, is we're currently extended a little bit below this bull flag here. And once we break above it, currently that area is about 9,900, 10,000. But in early March, that would be about 9,700. So once we break above somewhere around there, 97 to 10,000, then it's similar to this. So see these two red lines, and maybe I'll make them green actually to make it look similar. So see these two green lines?
Right.
That's the exact same pattern on a larger scale. So we had this bull flag happening for 6 months from $14,000 all the way down here to $6,400.
That's the July peak last year that was stifled by the CME.
No,
or by backed rather.
No, the backed one was happening here at the end of September.
Okay.
So that's what helped to cause this larger drop off, and then that had an opposite reaction at the end of October.
With the China news there.
With the China news being the excuse for it to jump up. But it stayed within that bull flag, right? And that's a continuation pattern. So I mentioned this before on my channel, right? Elliott Wave is like a set of Russian dolls, I guess you could say. I forget, the babushka dolls or whatever they're called. You can see the same patterns on a larger scale as you can on a smaller scale, right? So on the larger scale, we had a wave 1, a wave 2 decline, which is this purple wave here. And then we had this wave 2, or this downtrend, was this bull flag basically, right? But that lasted 6 months because it went up for 6 months. Now, when we look at this shorter pattern, right, we had a wave 1 or a 5 wave impulse up. Then we're having this wave 2 or this 3-wave impulse down. And it looks like we're getting towards the end of that, both in terms of trend and time. And then the same thing is once we broke out of this bull flag here, we broke out of it, tested the top side of it, and then boom, smashed it, right? And then went straight up to the next resistance level. Same thing is
I'm trying to be level-headed with like, you know, the bullish nature of what's going on, but like,
right.
I mean, am I biased? I don't know. Like, I'm seeing all green lights.
Yeah, but we've been seeing that for a year. Why the hell did we start this show?
I know. I'm like afraid to be,
yes,
I'm afraid to be right in this sense because I'm for Jesus Christ, man, is this shit like, it's crazy because we called it and it's happening.
Yeah,
like,
and you know, it could there is an alternate that I have as a possibility where everything could go to shit, but really Bitcoin would have to break down below $6,000 or $5,000 for that scenario to play out. So the price right now, 9,000 and even 8,200 or whatever is way well above that. And if you look at, there's a lot of other indicators. I try to keep it somewhat simple on this chart while giving enough data at the same time. But there are a lot of other indicators that you can use, but all of the indicators between December 18th and January 14th were trend change indicators, meaning we had a downtrend for 6 months, and then all of these indicators started showing that we have a trend change to a bullish angle. So this is just a start. And so breaking above this is no problem. And I think, getting up here to the top of both this resistance level plus this, triangle that we're forming, somewhere between, 11,000 to 11,500 within the next 60 days to 70 days is very, very, very doable. And then breaking above that is the sign that we need in order for this bull trend to really take off. So the first step is breaking above, let's say 10,000 here above this bull flag. Second step then is to break clearly above 12,000, basically above this, retest the top of here, then break above these support resistance levels, maybe come back down a little bit after the halving, maybe get one more test of 12,000 or 11,000, and then it's off to the fucking races. Especially once Bitcoin breaks above this area here, about 17,700, or sorry, 17,300 or 100, because if I zoom in here, right, this is a daily chart. So one candle equals 1 day of price action. And if I just put a line here at about, well, that's 78. Let's see. That's about 76. Let's just move this down to the tops of these other candles. So above 7,300, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 full days of price above $17,300 in Bitcoin's history. So that is almost nothing. And what that means is that once Bitcoin breaks above that price, above 17,300, sometime within this year, once it breaks above that, you're not stopping it, because speculation runs rampant because there has been no previous price discovery above that price, and especially above 20,000.
Wow.
And then here's the two things that I'm going to go on and say are happening. Great. I'm going to say today, this is the first time I've said it on this show. I said it on my show yesterday.
Write it down, fuckers.
I'm moving this over to something like, let's go around here and around here. So something like this. I'm going to say April 2021, Bitcoin hits about $56,000. Could come a little bit earlier, could come in March, could come in May, but roughly spring of next year, Bitcoin hits $56,000.
I love it. It's not financial advice.
Yeah. And to give a little leeway with that prediction, it could go between $50,000 to $60,000 within that time period. So March to May next year, $50,000 to $60,000. you probably want to be taking a little bit of profits at that point. But we saw it in the Bob Lucas video last week as well. Everybody that's paying attention to Bitcoin knows this. What that would do is, you can see the coin market cap I'm showing right here, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would bring Bitcoin's market cap. Right now it's at $165 billion. In order to get to $56,000, Bitcoin's market cap would need to get to about $1 trillion.
Mm.
So that's a pretty big increase from where it's at now. A lot of new money has to come in between basically in the next year and a couple of months for that to happen. So there is a lot of work to be done. But, I'm just going to go out there with the data that we have and say Wall Street's going to, start at least trying to come into this game. They've been in it since 2018, but they've mainly been trying to throttle it down, and they may continue to try to throttle it down until they see, what it's going to do. So
I love
a lot of money to be made.
Yep. And I just got to tell you, I got a prediction that Barrett is going to show up next year when Bitcoin is 56,000. He's like, should I buy Bitcoin now?
So that's the other thing I was going to say, right? So here's the different price points and people's psychology. So the first price point of people's psychology is 10,000. Under $10,000, everybody should be buying Bitcoin. It's a huge steal. We've been saying that for the last 1 year now, right?
Right.
And most people won't do that. I'll just tell you that. And then once Bitcoin breaks $10,000, then the smart people who are paying attention but are a little bit risk averse start coming out of the woodwork and saying, I want to get into this. How do I do it? I don't know what it is. And then you get that. Then Bitcoin breaks above $15,000. You start getting, more news on it, more people paying attention, but people starting to freak out and say it's going to get, shut down at 20,000. It's not going above 20,000. Once it goes above 20,000, my prediction is the way it's going to happen is people are looking at the $20,000 level, but the level which I mentioned before of 17,300 is what they should actually be looking at. So once it breaks above 17,300, it probably goes way past that, goes to like 23,000, right? So people are like, it's going to get rejected at 20,000. And then all of a sudden within, a short period of time, maybe a few weeks, Bitcoin gets to $23,000 and people start going fucking nuts. And then between $20,000 to $30,000, everybody says, hey, maybe I should try to get into this. But still, you'll have a lot of naysayers. And then you'll get Barrett coming in at 56K. And then the market goes down.
Oh, Lord in heaven. Is he even in the chat? He probably fucking fucked off already.
Whatever.
Trophy Dolphin says 2020 goal: no alcohol, acquire Bitcoins.
Good idea.
I'm telling you, man, baby Jared just rolling with us. This kid he's going to be like a jillionaire by the time he's our age.
You said Jared.
Oh, did I? Baby Jacob. Baby Jared too, man. All these guys.
Yeah, he's a good one.
They're both gangsters. Check this out. Angela has a question, and I think is worthy of highlighting before we go into what is Operation Green Rolex. Here we go. Would using 10% of my bi-weekly income to buy Bitcoin be a good investment at this price point? Made a larger buy initially, but would like to keep investing. Charlie, you give the Brainiac one first, and I'll give the common man's advice.
Sure. So by traditional standards, you should only put in about 5% of your total capital. In this case, 10% every other week. Higher than that based on your monthly or bi-monthly income. You said bi-monthly or bi-weekly, or I forgot what he said.
I believe he said bi-weekly. I think because I think he has. I believe he has some rental properties also that he works with.
Oh, solid.
But Angelo, he's not poor. He has some money. He's a smart guy. So I think, but he says here it says bi-weekly income, 10% of bi-weekly income.
So short answer, yes, it's a little bit aggressive, but I like being a little bit aggressive when the market is this low. So the worst situation that can happen to Bitcoin at this point is that it continues to oscillate between about $2,000 and $20,000. actually, if you really look at how much it costs to actually mine a Bitcoin, how much the production value or how much production cost there is to Bitcoin is somewhere between $6,000 to $8,000 at this point. So Bitcoin going below $6,000 is almost a ridiculous idea at this point because of its cost of production. But anyways, let's just say worst case situation, it goes between $2,000 to $20,000 for the rest of its history. That would actually be a trader's dream because you could short it and long it and play those support resistance levels ad nauseum for forever. That would be great. That's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going anywhere. So the main area for it to go is up. Actually, I showed a video in the group the other day back in 2013 when Bitcoin went $100. Everybody is freaking out. And by the end of the year, it was at 1,000. And then we know a few years later in 2017 is at 20,000. Gold at that point in 2013 was at about 1,500 or so, maybe 1,500, 15. Yeah, I believe it was like $1,550 or something like that. And then it's at a similar price point now, a little bit higher. But during that whole period, it was mainly down. So actually, Bitcoin is a better store of value in that time period from 2013 until 2020.
All right.
And the other answer to that, actually, because I think it's a really good question, and my main answer is yes, do it. But let me look at that again. There was one other thing I was going to think on that. So he made a larger investment earlier, is what he said, right? So here's some piece of advice I gave to a guy I gave a consultation to last year, and he didn't act on it. So one way that you can reduce your average price is, let's say you bought at $14,000, right? That's your higher price point. Then you bought again now at $9,000, right? Mm-hmm. That reduces your average buy-in to, somewhere in between there. I'm not going to do the math exactly, right? 14 plus 9 is 23 divided by 2 would be 12,500. So then you only have to wait for Bitcoin to break 12,500 or $12,500 in order, to basically be in profit. So yes, and yes.
Mm-hmm. Chess Rockwell with the fucking hilarious comment: $1,000 a month on eating out, but won't average in for one BTC. Priority.
Yeah. Oh, I know he's been paying attention, but I know he talks. He's trolling the normies.
Oh no, he's super smart. He's a moderator on Ryan's channel.
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter. I always get in some good banter with him.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. He's a real lawyer, not like old troll from yesterday. Okay, Angelo, I'll just give you the common man's answer. Look, 10% of your income, dude, you can go Spartan and reduce 10%. 20% of your monthly income if you are thinking about a long-term position. Because Angela, I believe you're my age. I believe you're like 34, 35, you're early 30s. And so you have to realize, like, Bitcoin, this is not like a scarcity tactic, or like we don't have any incentive to like get you guys to buy Bitcoin other than like helping out our fellow man. Like, we don't have any like affiliate links. Like, the only thing we say is like join Charlie's Telegram group, which is like $100 a fucking month. And most of you guys spend that on blown dates fucking every month. So like that, or like weed, or fucking alcohol, or fucking guacamole on your burrito at Chipotle.
Extra guac, need some extra guac.
So the thing is, Nils says perfectly. It's a brand new asset class, right? And another thing is this: the window to get into Bitcoin is fucking shrinking by the day. Literally. Okay. And perfect timing by Jacob it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is not a joke. This is a once in a fucking lifetime opportunity. And like I said, I bought my first Bitcoin in December 2016 for fucking $800. $800. I would shoot Charlie to get $800 Bitcoin back. I wouldn't kill him. I would like shoot him in his shoulder or something.
Yeah, do some bird shot or
Charlie,
something.
You would shoot me
kind of
too.
like Dick Cheney did.
Charlie, you would shoot me if there's like, listen, you got to shoot MLD. You don't have to kill him, but you have to like shoot him in the arm or something, and then you'll get Bitcoin back to 800 personally for you to acquire.
You'd be willing to take it. I think we'd be fine.
Yeah, we would negotiate something.
Yeah, there we go. But here's what I'm going to say to that, right? So if you want some great...
real quick, I just want to finish my point. So Angelo, if you need to go Spartan for the rest of 2020 and like, you know, do some intermittent fasting, buy your food at fucking Aldi or like go to like, you know, get like big bags of chicken and just eat like chicken and rice and like a bag of like lettuce that with like the pre-made Caesar dressing and some tomatoes in there, and just eat chicken, rice, and tomatoes for the rest of the year, and then get the rest of that money invested in Bitcoin. Dude, like I don't know, like, do we have to pull up the fucking chart again? Last year, we were telling you fucking guys, Bitcoin is $3,000. Buy Bitcoin. Now, here we are floating between $9,000 and $10,000. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how many more charts Charlie needs to show you guys to like make this fucking happen. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the other thing I was going to say to that is it a once in a lifetime opportunity? So here's where it's going. If it breaks into new all-time highs, it goes to $56,000 by next April, then it cools down a little bit, goes to, let's say, 90 to 100,000 by the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, then it cools off a lot. When it cools off in the next bear market, let's say it gets up to $90,000 at the top of the bull market, comes back down somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000, you know. So basically, after we get above probably $30,000 sometime late this year, early next year, if that happens, that's going to be the lowest price point per one Bitcoin that you'll be able to get in the future, probably.
Yep. So let's go ahead and Mark Zola wants to know real quick: are we Bitcoin maximalists? He clarified after. Are we Bitcoin maximalists, or do you have any alts you're punting on? I think he means putting on. But yeah. I used to be like about team altcoin or whatever, but I mean, fuck it. I'm all Bitcoin, and I'm Bitcoin, and I'm BNB, and like I have some Ethereum that I bought in the fucking bull rush, but I'm not buying anything else. Like, Charlie, you have a considerable amount of Ethereum, but are you going to continue to strategically acquire Ethereum, or what are you thinking?
I actually think Ethereum percentage-wise has a chance to outpace Bitcoin in this bull run, slightly because it's younger and it's still finding its legs a little bit. Yesterday on my
show at 300.
Yeah, it's I think 250 right now or something like that.
Oh, I was doing yen. My bad.
Oh yeah, and so my prediction that I put on my show yesterday for Ethereum at the top of this bull market. So the top of the Bitcoin bull market being something like $90,000 to $100,000, and that's somewhat conservative compared to a lot of other estimates out there. But my somewhat conservative estimate for Ethereum is $6,500 to $10,000 by end of 2021, beginning of 2022. So yeah, Ethereum's good too. But what I own or what I hold in terms of long-term, what I've been holding since 2017 is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin. And I'll play altcoins, but other altcoins other than those four, only for 60 days or less for the most part.
Okay, so let's jump right into
it. Here's one thing I need to say. El Truly says he's in 15 different coins.
Bad.
One thing I say, try to not be in more than 5 roughly at any given time. You will forget about them, and it's going to be hard to consolidate, hard to take profit at the right times. So I would consolidate to under 10 first, and then maybe to under 5. But for short-term plays, you know, there's some of them that are good to hold, but you don't want to hold too many of them too long because they go up really well as long as Bitcoin is going up, but they also go down twice as fast as Bitcoin goes down.
Yeah, man, this is, I don't know. I 15 is too much, too much, way too much. Your mental bandwidth cannot track 15 things, because if you really want to track what's going on with cryptocurrency, you need to be looking at the developers, you need to be looking at the Telegram chats, you need to be looking for shills and fake Telegram chats, because once they have these Telegram chats, they have fucking people from the Philippines and Vietnam and like all these lower socioeconomic countries that they pay these people to type hype into the Telegram chats, and then they make fake accounts on Reddit. You don't understand the levels that some of these cocksuckers will go to scam the fuck out of you dudes. You have no fucking idea.
They'll go to the ends of the earth.
They're pieces of shit out there, man. So, okay, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. So, what is Operation Green Rolex? Okay, so we gave a little bit of market overview right now, and there is Roberto. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, "Great show. You guys are answering a bunch of questions that I had in the back of my mind. We're going to need some timestamps. Red Pill Mamba, if you don't mind, get on that." So. What is Operation Green Rolex? So this is an ambitious kind of thing that I have decided to give a go at. Okay. So what is Operation Green Rolex? First and foremost, Operation Green Rolex is founded upon this right here. As you guys know, I'm a huge Rolex advocate, right? And what you're seeing on the screen right now is a 18 karat gold Rolex Daytona 40 millimeter dial. It is an absolutely beautiful timepiece. Okay. Now I am not just buying this Rolex just to flex. Okay. First of all, I have plans to buy it, but we're going to talk about how I'm going to acquire this. Okay.
But it's partially to flex.
Oh, it's I'm going to flex this. I would love to hit somebody with a left hook while wearing this thing.
There you go.
Of course, in the dojo.
And on St. Patty's Day.
And right. So the market value of the Rolex right now it's floating around 45,000 US dollars. And for you guys that are Rolex enthusiasts, you know that Rolex, if taken care of, they appreciate in value every single year. And this Rolex is extremely rare. I guarantee nobody in the audience can go out to an authorized Rolex dealer right now and find this in the shop. This thing is extremely rare. Okay. It was going for $30,000 in 2019. Now it is appreciated up to an average price of about 45,000. Okay. Now, the Rolex in Japan goes for 5 million Japanese yen. So 5 million Japanese yen is approximately $45,170. Now, my plan with Operation Green Rolex is to get this Rolex 100% for free using the upcoming bull market. Now, here's the plan. I am planning to take 10,000 US dollars of my hard-earned money, and I am going to strategically acquire ADA. So ADA is a cryptocurrency that is currently in the top 15 of the top 15 of the cryptocurrencies in the world. Pardon me, I'm looking at this chart right now. Here we go. Yeah, it's number 11. And right now, the name is Cardano. The code is ADA. It is currently 5 cents per share. Now, Charlie, if you would like to bring up the chart of ADA and explain what happened in 2017, we're going to talk about what is the long-term effective strategy here.
Sure. We'll look at the price. We will look at like its technical background so much, not the fundamentals so much, but I'll just bring up some stats and we'll take a look at that. So hold on a second. Let me actually pull this up. I'm going to show it on CoinMarketCap first, and then I will show it on.
Because what's going to happen is Perfect. Chess Rockwell, fucking perfect question leading up to what I would like to say. So, does it track BTC hard? Chess, take a look at this. I'm going to show you the current coin market cap main screen, and I want you guys just to tell me if you notice anything in general. So, obviously, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the market. We have 64.5% Bitcoin dominance, right? Look at the chart here on the last 7 days for Bitcoin. Now look at the pattern for Ethereum. Now look at the pattern for XRP. Now look at the pattern for Bitcoin Cash. Now look at the pattern for Bitcoin's Satoshi's Vision. Now look at the pattern of Litecoin. Just slight deviance there in Litecoin. Look at EOS. Look at Binance Coin. Look at Tezos. Look at Cardano. Look at Chainlink. Look at Stellar. Look at Tron. Look at Huobi token, whatever the fuck that is.
Chinese exchange.
Ethereum Classic, right? Look at that. I'm not going to talk about this. This is just a stable coin. This Unis S.
Yeah, don't touch it.
It's trash. Yeah, as I say. Look at Dash. Look at Neo. Look at CryptoCoin.com, whatever the fuck that is. HedgeTrade shows a little bit of variance. Cosmos shows a little bit of variance. IOTA, Maker, Zcash, Ontology, Nem coin, right? The Japanese fucking whatever the hell that thing is. Basic attention coin, VeChain, Dogecoin, FTX token, Quantum, Paxos Standards, kind of a weirdo. It's kind of weird. Lisk is kind of following the same pattern again. Icon.
Yeah, I think we got it.
You see, you guys are saying we're here down at fucking number 43. Okay, Bitcoin. Listen, the market is Bitcoin's bitch. Okay, where Bitcoin goes, the market follows. And this is what we noticed in the mania that was in 2017. Now, mark my words, okay? Mark my words. You are going to see some insane pumps on a daily basis with the upcoming bull run. You're going to see like 60 and 70 and 80% pumps within 1 to 3 days of certain coins. All right.
Sometimes over 100%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Charlie, why don't you pull up? Are you ready with the chart of ADA?
Yeah. Okay. I'll just show coin market cap on ADA first, and then I'll show the chart. And I haven't done a specific in-depth analysis on ADA's future price. So we'll just take a look at what's happened and then a couple ideas about it.
Charlie's consultations are $75 for 1 hour. Go to cultivatecrypto.com/shop. If you're serious about getting this things done, go book it right now.
Yeah, you can put the link in the chat. I think you got that one right.
Yep. I think that's it. I don't know if it's programmed. There you go. Okay. There you go. Click there. Okay, Charlie.
Can you see the screen?
Yep, your screen is sharing.
Alrighty. So here's Cardano, right? ADA. It's currently at 5 cents. It's down 12% in the last 24 hours. Compared to Bitcoin, it's worth 555 Satoshis, the smallest denomination of Bitcoin. And its market cap is about $1.3 billion. It's number 11 of all cryptocurrencies, so that's pretty good. Here's the thing. From a bird's eye view, it does not look great right now in summation, because we have a huge run up here in 2017, 2018, and a big drop off, basically like everything else at that time. But it's a very young coin. It came out in October of 2017, so it pumped along with the rest of the market. So it really didn't get a lot of time to find its actual true value at that point. So since then, compared to both Bitcoin and dollars, it's been kind of a rough game for ADA since that time.
Right.
So from a bird's eye view, that's, not so great, but there will be some of these that look like the kind of flatlined that do come back, but not all of them, right? Why is ADA potentially good? Well, in terms of market cap, it's pretty high. It's in the top 20, which is a good sign. In terms of market pairs, it has a shit ton, which means it is listed on a lot of exchanges for different types of trading. It has about 119 coin pairs, which is really, really, really good. and most of its trading is probably done on Binance as well as some other exchanges here, but it has plenty of liquidity in the market compared to other cryptocurrencies. And so because it is a high market cap coin, you're going to be able to find somebody to sell it to, or going to be able to sell it without too much, slippage or, losing your price that you're looking for at any given time. So it's safe to trade, at least by that point of view. Looking at its, kind of history here. Let's see, where was its all-time high? Was $1.33. All-time low is about 1.7 cents. And those are basically
that was like its inception in 2017.
Exactly. So from that, it's up 5 times. So it's, ROI is still, pretty good from the inception point. And so that's probably all the main information you need to know. So from a bird's eye view, it looks like it'll take a lot of work for it to come back. B, it does have enough liquidity and enough places to trade it that you will be able to, trade out of it in a future point if you need to. So to trade it is relatively safe. I'm not going to look at like what it is and what the technology is, what the fundamentals are behind it. But I would say it's, a top 20 coin for sure in terms of its backing and who backs it and who's making it and what type of technology improvements they're trying to make. The one thing I don't like about Cardano is that a lot of its explanations on the technical side are pretty convoluted and not the easiest to understand for most people right out the gate. So it's one of those things where sometimes I'm like, if you can't explain it simply, like the guy who made it, Charles Hodgkinson, if he can't explain it so simply, then maybe he doesn't understand exactly what he's doing. I'm not sure. He's a really intelligent, smart guy, but it's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to dig into the fundamental side of this one a little bit more if you want to look at its long-term capabilities. But on today, oops, it's not what I wanted. Some of my alerts here, I'm just trying to push them over, but it's not working. Anyways, let me just go back to Cardano. Let's just look at it here. Dollars on Binance. So in terms of where it's going right now, Cardano in the short term right now looks like it's falling off a cliff a bit, right? Mm-hmm. But this is on the 8-hour, let's move it to the 1 day and just zoom out for its entire history. We'll kind of see what we saw there on the coin market cap. This one actually on Binance, you can't get its entire history. So let's maybe try... let's see if maybe Bittrex had it a little bit earlier. No. Oh. September 2018, still pretty late. And it's Bittrex. Maybe let's try Haboy and see if they have anything. No, probably not. All right. We'll just end up going with April 2018. Let's see Binance again. Sorry.
This is Cardano to Tether?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, my bad.
You want to look at it compared to Bitcoin?
No. I'm too dumb for that. Let's just keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at it compared to Bitcoin is kind of like looking at a foreign currency when you're in another country. It's a little bit of a mind bend. So if you're not used to it, it's probably a little bit too much. There we go. So anyways, this doesn't have its entire price history, but at least we have from April of 2018. So we can see the fall at least, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just kind of ignore the fall and look at from where did it turn around. Now, this is one thing which I will say about a lot of cryptocurrencies is any coin which has not had a somewhat significant bounce up from the end of 2018, basically from middle of December, mm-hmm. is something that you really don't want to get into. So this one,
right?
Sorry?
You don't want to touch it at all.
Right. Because Bitcoin, right, finished its bear market in December of 2018. So it started pumping, bringing some of the other portions of the market with it. And actually Cardano, since that time has stayed well above that price low. So it's still, in somewhat okay territory. But let's just look at the leg up last year, right? So the first part of the bull run, it made a move of about 287%.
What did
So
it peak out at?
it peaked out at about um,
Was it about
10,000.
10 cents?
Yeah, 10 cents. Yeah, exactly. 10 and a half cents or 10 cents point something else.
Mhm.
Yeah, here we can see it on the side basically. So anyways, 287% compared to the dollar, whereas Bitcoin did about 300 to 350% compared to the dollar. So Bitcoin did better in that run in 2019, but Cardano followed it almost to a T, right? Bitcoin topped out at the end of June. Cardano also topped out at the end of June, but last year was almost mainly Bitcoin's year. There weren't that many coins that beat out Bitcoin. So that's something to take with a somewhat grain of salt here.
Mhm.
And coming down, the percentage that it came down from there until basically the end of December was about a 71% drop, which Bitcoin's was about 64% drop. So it also dropped more than Bitcoin. So it didn't go as high as Bitcoin and it dropped farther than Bitcoin. So that's the risk of a lot of these altcoins. But here's the thing, right? So you're having a lot more in Bitcoin than you are having in Cardano, right?
Yeah, of course.
So here's the worst case situation based on those kind of looking at the pulse of Cardano compared to Bitcoin over the part of last year, and then the downtrend coming into the end of last year as well. It's not that different. And so if you were to take that, whatever you're looking to put into it, if you're looking to put that into Cardano or Bitcoin, you probably get somewhat similar results. It looks like Cardano is here to stay. It's not breaking significantly below the lows of 2018,
Right.
and it will probably continue to follow Bitcoin, but its dips will be much more extreme. So the key to this will be to get out of this before Bitcoin tops, right? You have a target that you want it to get to that's could be realistic, and then get out of it before Bitcoin starts to roll over. But here's the other thing: is a lot of these altcoins in 2017, right? If we kind of look, we can't look at it on this chart. If I look at it on this chart, right, Cardano was fledgling; it was nothing, and then all of a sudden, from what's here, the end of November to the end of December 2017, basically when Bitcoin went from $10,000 to $20,000, Cardano went from 2 to 3 cents to that $1.14, right?
Right.
That's
How
huge.
long? How long was it at $1? Could we zoom in at that and find that out? That, or there's a target. There's a tracking indicator for sure, right?
Yeah, I can zoom in.
Okay.
And if I zoom in even more, it's not going to be very long. Above here, this price was above $1.
Yeah,
Was
above $1.
above $1 was probably about 2 days.
Are you sure? You can on the top right you can type in, go from January, or excuse me, where it says from to.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Type that in from, like, let's just do from
January 2nd
to like,
January 11th.
let's just do a double check here. Guys, are you finding this interesting in the chat? Can we get a 3 if you find this strategy interesting? Give me a 4 if you think I'm out of my fucking mind.
Or both. 14 is for both.
14 for both. 3 if you think this is a good idea. 4 if you think it's a terrible idea. 14 for both.
So $1 here, the first time it hit above $1 was about January 3rd. And then the last time that it was still at $1 was about here on January 5th. So yeah, 2 days.
A little bit further more, didn't it go to $1 again?
Oh yeah. Bitcoin is the orange line, which went down. The green line is, so yeah, it came back up to $1 here on the 6th. stayed above it actually. Yeah, sorry, stayed above it here
Looks all the way
until
towards like the 8th, yeah, or
January 8th. So from the 5th to the 8th, so 3 or 4 days.
so the 3rd to the
Or
8th.
no, sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah, about a business week or a week.
Okay, so about 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
Okay. So okay, so now let me go back to my explanation now. So let me talk about why I believe why I'm going to go ahead and do this. So the thing is, this upcoming now theoretic Charlie is way more bullish on like the outcome of Bitcoin. I'm like I think it's going to be like a slow burn. I don't know, because just to experience what we experienced in 2017. I mean, do you remember how fast November and December flew by in 2017? There was a truck driving around Tokyo with a huge billboard on it with the number, like the Coinbase of Tokyo, blasting music, telling people to sign up, and signups were going through the roof. The top Japanese celebrities were on TV, like promoting fucking every single exchange. Do you remember what was that exchange that was like calculating how they would distribute Bitcoin Cash to you? That was not on a 1-to-1 ratio. What was it, like coin check or something? You know what I mean?
Oh,
There was
that was a Japanese one. Yeah, I
it
don't
was a
remember.
Japanese one with that comedian Degawa. He was on. He was the one advertising them.
Yeah, I don't remember specifically, but
Tony says, Tony thinks I'm crazy. He says 14, but I'll never doubt you if you pull it off. Like I said, and I could very well be wrong, but here's my philosophy and here's what I'm thinking. Now, for I don't know how many of you guys were involved during the 2017 bull rush, but I mean, Charlie, from like October to December, there was just like it was every day something was being pumped, and
oh
like
yeah,
people
it was
pumped
amazing.
people pumped
Everything and anything.
people pumped Monacoin. Do you guys know what Monacoin is? Okay, Monacoin was pumped. I bought into this fucking scam. Like,
Well,
okay,
it's a joke, but yeah.
I mean, okay, just so you guys know, Monacoin is the Dogecoin of Japan. Okay, this is Monacoin right here. It is a coin with a fucking cat on it, and this is
not
like
even a well drawn cat.
this is legitimately like the Dogecoin of Japan, and this thing got pumped from Charlie. Where did it get pumped from? It got pumped from like cents to like $3 or $6, right?
Yeah, something ridiculous. I'd have to look on the chart to remember, but it just was crazy. And I was actually looking at the Cardano percentage increase from 2 cents to $1 was about a 3,600% increase. Within that 1 to 1.5 month period. So the end of this bull market, once we get into basically April of 2021 to probably early 2022, during that period, that's when you're going to start seeing that stuff going nuts.
Say that again. From April when?
Next year, 2021 to early 2022. That's kind of going to be similar probably to 2017 in that if you get into stuff early enough, not everything, but if you get into some stuff early enough, then the end of the year can kind of get nuts.
This guy's an OG. We're all guilty of buying shit coins in 2017. That's a crypto joke right there. So, yeah. Okay.
As long as you learn from it.
Here's my strategy, guys. So I'm going to take a look. Okay. So take a look at my screen right now. There is a certain acquisition process that I have to go through. Okay. And it's right here. So this is Operation Green Rolex. So based upon the limitations that the banking system has placed on me and the cryptocurrency exchange, this is how I have to go about it. So this is Operation Green Rolex. I've been documenting it. We've started 3 days ago. So I had to first things first, I had to fucking transfer 10,000 US dollars from my Chase bank account to my PayPal bank account because Chase limits me to like I'm a fucking high school student, $500 a day withdrawal. I fucking hate Chase. Okay, with PayPal, they allow me to withdraw $1,000 a day, right? And so that's stage one. So I have to withdraw $1,000 a day, and and I, and then from there I have to deposit it into Bitflyer. So you can see on stage one, $999. This is just based off the conversion. I can only withdraw in Japanese yen. Then I have to convert it to dollars, and then so it's hard for me to roughly hit 1,000. I was able to get a little bit more on day two just based off conversion rates. So the first one was $999 withdrawn on February 23rd, and then I acquired Bitcoin that day. I got 0.09968 Bitcoin at $9,892. Stage two was $1,222 withdrawn on February 25th. BTC acquired was 0.129 at $9,414. The 9,000 mark, guys, are the price of Bitcoin at the time of acquisition. Stage three was $962 withdrawn on February 26th. BTC acquired 1.05. So tomorrow I have to withdraw again. Now, another thing that is unfortunate, and this is why I hate exchanges, when you do these cash acquisitions, so this is how I buy Bitcoin in Japan, okay? I withdraw the cash from one convenience store, and unfortunately, I can only withdraw cash at 7-Eleven. All the other bank accounts, the ATMs, they don't let me. And 7-Eleven is the only convenience store that you cannot buy Bitcoin in. So I have to go from 7-Eleven to another convenience store called Lawson. And I acquire using fiat to transfer it through a receipt I get. So there's a kiosk in the Lawson, and the Bitflyer is like the Coinbase of Japan. And if this gets any confusing, just write it in the chat. I can re-explain it for you. So I take the money out from 7-Eleven, then I go to Lawson. I type into my Bitflyer application here, and they give me a QR code. Then I go to a special machine in the Lawson. I scan the QR code. I confirm my identity. It prints out a receipt. I take the receipt and I go to the cashier, and then I pay the cashier fiat, and then my Bitflyer account is credited with Japanese yen, and then I can buy from my mobile application, I can buy Bitcoin. Now, here's another pain in the ass. Because of money laundering issues or whatever the fucking bullshit these assholes at Bitflyer want to make up.
What is it? What's the other one? The anti-terrorism.
Yeah, shit. Fucking no terrorism in Japan. So the thing is, after I make the deposit, I am not allowed to move the Bitcoin for 7 days. So the Bitcoin acquired here on February 23rd, I cannot transfer this 0.09968 until March 1st. For this one here, I cannot transfer until March, that's 2 days, so March 3rd. And then this one, March 4th. So when it's all said and done, mid-March is when I can finally transfer the cryptocurrency that I acquired on Bitflyer. I'm going to transfer that to Binance. And then on Binance, I will be able to accumulate the $10,000 in Cardano. Now, assuming the price of Bitcoin stays relative at the moment, right around that current market right now, the price of Cardano currently, what is it, Charlie? What is it exactly?
0.049 cents.
0.04. 0.04. Okay. So basically
0.049, let's say.
Okay, so basically 5 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take 10,000 US dollars, as you can clearly see here on my screen. And then assuming it's still at that point, we're going to divide by 0.049. Now, that's going to give me 204,000 shares of Cardano coin, right? Now, the price of the Rolex that I want to acquire for here at Operation Green Rolex, the price of the Rolex is roughly $45,000, right? Roughly $45,000. And that is about 5 million Japanese yen. But we'll just stay in dollars to make it simple. So about $45,000, okay? So my plan is this, right? I personally believe, based off of the insanity that we saw before, I think that ADA is going to get pumped again. Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So the way that I'm looking at it is it will follow Bitcoin, do whatever Bitcoin does, maybe to a slightly lower percentage increase or a slightly higher percentage increase, also slightly higher percentage decreases during the next couple of years. But once we get to the end of the market, right, once we start getting crazy, basically once Cardano starts far outpacing Bitcoin, like at an insane rate, that will be your canary in the coal mine that things are getting a little bit over zealous or overheated or whatever, the market's going a little crazy. Mm-hmm. We're on the moon, wearing our moon boots or, and that will be your sign to take your profit in Cardano, either put it back into Bitcoin or take it out in fiat at that point. And so, until that point, until it starts going crazier than Bitcoin, it will, I don't think it'll be that much different holding Cardano or holding Bitcoin. I think you'll probably get relatively similar results until the end of the market.
Okay, so then riddle me this. Do you think it's foolish of me to ride this motherfucker until $1? Because that is my exit point. I would think that I would wait for the pump. Again, this is exactly what Bob Lucas says. Like, if you choose this, it's luck. Like, theoretically, this is not like, like a Charlie intelligent kind of move. This is more like a kind of like, this is theoretically kind of a gamble. So let's say Cardano goes to 50 cents. So if we time 204 times 0.5 and Cardano hits 50 cents, I'm sitting at a cool $102,040 minus the 45,000 that it will cost me for the Rolex, and then minus the 10,000 that I put in my initial investment. Profit is $47,000 plus the Rolex, which theoretically, it's going to be 100. Theoretically, it's going to be like $92,000. So, what do you think? Should I wait out till 100, or should I wait till $1? Guys in the chat, let me know. But Charlie, I really want you to be critical with me too.
Yeah, of course. I would say get 2 Rolexes at that point with the extra 47. You get one more. But here's the thing, right? So when Cardano went up from, let's say, in the first portion, like once it came out at 2.5 cents. Then it went up to what, $1.40. What was it here? Hold on a second. $1. Hold on. Let me just get the exact number because I want to give you the percentage and then kind of compare. I think it will go a lower percentage up this time around than it did last time. But, I'll just actually scroll down here. What's $1.33 was its all-time high. Okay, so $1.33 from about 2.5 cents is a roughly 4,700% increase. Okay, so when it first came out, it was at the top of the bull market, and it did a 4,000% increase in the matter of a few weeks. So that's kind of nuts.
Which was that?
Cardano.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
And so 4,700% or 4,800% increase is good. So let's say we get about half of that. So 2,400% increase, right? A 2,400% increase from, let's say, the bottom of the bear market, which was actually very similar to its starting point of 2.5 cents. That would bring Cardano to roughly about 70 cents. So your idea of it getting to at least 50 cents is reasonable. Even if we were to say, okay, let's take that original 4,800% and divide that by, let's say 4, or no, let's say 4, yeah, 4,800 divided by 4. That would be a 1,200% increase, and a 1,200% increase from the low of 2.5 cents would roughly be 37 cents. So 37 to 70 cents is not far-fetched. And so that's probably the reasonable rate that you would get it for, or the reasonable price that you could find it between. But we know bull markets are not rational. They do get over exuberant. So it could also beat, its all-time high, which was, $1.33. And if that happens, then you're golden. So the idea that the one thing that's positive about its, last 1 year of price history is that it follows Bitcoin pretty closely. So the other option you could do, right, is you could be in Bitcoin for the next 1 year. And then, once things start getting pretty crazy, maybe early next year around January or February, then switch it to Cardano. But then you're going to have to try to figure out once that happens. So if you want it on, kind of like set it, forget it mode, then your strategy, what would your money be with 204,000 shares? What would that be at 37 cents?
So at 37 cents, let's run the numbers real quick. I'll do the calculator share here. So 10,000 US dollars divided by 0.049 is 204,000. And then you said you want 30 cents?
Yeah, 37.
37 times 0.37 is $75,510. So still not a bad payday.
Yeah, and still you get your rolly. And let's say worst case situation, it goes back down. Right now it's at 5 cents. Let's say it goes back to 2 cents. You lose, a few $1,000s. So the risk to reward it is pretty different. So small risk, high reward. You can either do it now or do it a year from now. You'll probably get roughly similar results. But I say, just kind of the risk part of me that when you're doing cryptocurrency, you kind of have to be available to take the risk. If you decided to stay in Bitcoin for the next 1 year and you gained an extra, let's say, 50% on it compared to Cardano, yeah, then you could also get, more money, but that's the greed factor kind of talking. And then you have to think a little bit too much. So for you, what you want to do and what you're looking to do, aiming for, at least just, let's say you're to break with just the Rolly, right? You basically paid $10,000 for a $45,000 watch. Which
itself will appreciate as well.
Right. So, let's say you don't get your original investment back and you actually take that 10,000 and put it towards that Rolex. I think that's very reasonable, especially as long as Bitcoin gets above $20,000 again here in this market. So, the risk to reward is pretty decent. So, you're willing to lose $5,000 for the potential of a, $40,000 to $100,000 payday. So why not?
We got a new guy in the chat here. He wants to know, anyone here invest in Bitcoin?
Well, invest, speculate, whatever words you want to put to it. But yeah, there's some people that want it. There's some people that don't. If you don't want it, well, enjoy, the next 10 years because it's going to be fucking nuts.
So let's talk about this then, because you brought up a point that I never even considered. Holding in Bitcoin. Do you think that is a let's dissect that a little bit. What if
You
I
mean
were
holding that $10,000 in Bitcoin?
yeah, the $10,000 accumulating, I mean that'll get me roughly 1 Bitcoin give or take. So,
Yeah.
acquiring 1 Bitcoin, holding on to it, when would you partition some of the Bitcoin to the Cardano, and like what would be your timing? How would you make the move into it?
So I would probably do that. I mean, you really don't know this far out to when that's actually going to happen. But let's say we go with my price predictions and say they happen, right? So $56,000 Bitcoin around March, April, May next year. So the market will be really frothy at that point,
Mhm.
and it will have a significant drop down, maybe to 30 to 40,000, something like that. That's when you would temporarily, maybe for 3 to 6 months, jump out of Bitcoin and into dollars, or, um, you know, get out of it for short periods of time within that time period and jump between the two. But anyways, you could probably increase, your Bitcoin during that period down, by doing that, by getting back out into cash and then waiting for it to settle down and then getting back into it. And then once, instead of getting back into Bitcoin, so let's say one Bitcoin gets to 50, let's just do a round number, $50,000, right? So you put in 10,000, it goes 5 times to 50,000. You sell out at, or 50, 60,000, it goes back down to, let's say $30,000 for a round number. Let's say it got up to 60 and it goes down to 30. So then you have 2 Bitcoin instead of 1, right?
Mhm.
If you did it perfectly, which you probably wouldn't. But so let's say you have 1 to 2 Bitcoin at that point, then you can take, uh, some there, like that 1 Bitcoin. So you could take that profit of maybe 1 Bitcoin. You have 2 Bitcoin now. So you take that 1 Bitcoin and you put it in Cardano and you do the Rolex operational Rolex play. And then you take the other Bitcoin and either liquidate it and keep it as pure profit, or continue to hold it in Bitcoin for the last leg up.
But wouldn't, like, by the time Bitcoin hits 56,000 in April of next year, wouldn't wouldn't Cardano be up already above 5 cents?
Oh yeah, but the difference being the percentage that Bitcoin goes up versus Cardano goes up in that time will be roughly similar. I think Cardano won't start to outpace Bitcoin until the final leg of the bull market.
Mhm.
Unless there are some things that happen with Cardano that we can't foresee. Let's say, the market starts to buy more altcoins earlier than expected. That's the risk of that type of move, right? If you start seeing a lot of the altcoins starting to outpace Bitcoin to Bitcoin dominance compared to the rest of the market goes down heavily,
Mhm.
in that case, then you would have to make a quick switch somewhere on that way up to $56,000. So the easy play is just putting it in there, forgetting it. The more complex play would be to keep it in Bitcoin until Cardano starts to outpace Bitcoin by a significant amount.
Interesting. Let me ask you this. Could you run a comparison on the percentage jump between Bitcoin at Cardano's inception to the peak, and then the percentage jump from Cardano's inception to its peak? You see what I'm saying?
So Bitcoin's inception to its peak, and then
No.
Cardano's,
The price. Okay, Cardano was born on October 1st or something, right?
that's 2017.
Right. So the price of Bitcoin then to the peak.
Oh,
Could you
I gotcha.
calculate that, and then calculate the jump from Cardano's inception at that point to its peak, and maybe we can calculate that based on the current rate right now, which is 5 cents per share, and see where that theoretically could take us.
Yep. So in 2019, they were roughly similar compared to dollars, but I'm going to probably say from that point, Cardano's going to be the clear winner because that's October of 2017 was the end of the last bull market. So Bitcoin had already been running up a lot by that point. So, Bitcoin went up 300% from October to December of 2017, and Cardano went up about 3,600, 3,700%. So 10 times more. But that's kind of cherry picking because Bitcoin had gone up a hell of a lot before that point. I think Bitcoin had gone up from the bottom of its bear market in 2015 to the top there was about a 12 to 13,000% increase. So a lot more than Cardano, but that's just because it had more time to do so. So with Cardano being as young as it is, this is actually its first full-on bull market, because the last bull market, right, it was only alive for a very short period of time and just pumped with the market. So if it's a survivor like we think it is,
Right.
it could pump a lot more unexpectedly earlier. So I think it's not that big of a risk, because if we go by 2019 numbers, you at least match Bitcoin a little bit higher, a little bit lower, maybe. But in the case that something like a black swan event happens that we're not sure during this bull market, then it could at any point start outpacing Bitcoin a lot more significantly. So
what was the, could you tell me the, I'm sorry, could you tell me the percentage again? What was the percentage that Bitcoin grew from Cardano's inception date to the peak? What was the percentage there?
about 300%, about 290%.
290. And then what was Cardano's percentage jump?
3,700. But like I said, that's cherry picking dates, because Bitcoin from its bear market low to its bull market high within that last bull market was about a 13,000 or 12,700% increase.
So what would you say if we could kind of copy paste, if you will, the percentage jump that Cardano had from its inception to the correlating with the peak of Bitcoin? Would it be safe to kind of run a loose calculation, or am I flawed in my logic there?
What do you mean? Say it again.
Like basically, obviously Cardano now is at 5 cents and Bitcoin now is at 9,000. So what if we were to like calculate basically the percentage that Cardano increased by
from when to when?
From birth to Bitcoin peak.
Okay.
Is there a way we can kind of calculate that percentage to a theoretical future of Bitcoin's top, assuming we can call the top, but like a rough number?
So you mean from Cardano's most recent low to that the same number, same percentage up?
Yes.
Well, basically, Cardano's low in the last bear market was the same as its inception price. It was about 2 cents.
So what if we just take it currently at basically 5 cents now, compared to where we're predicting big things happening in 2021?
The reason why I wouldn't take it from where it's at now, I would take it from where it started the bear market, or started the bull market from.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if that will necessarily give you. I mean, it'll probably get close to where its all-time high was of $1.33 or above $1 again, if it did a similar move, because its inception price was about 1.7 cents. Its bear market low in 2018 was
not 1.7, 0.017.
Yeah, one. Well, because 0.017 is a penny and some change, right? So I just meant 1.7 pennies, 1.7 cents.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But anyways, it was about 2 cents, right? 0.027 cents is its bear market low. So it's about 1 penny higher in its bear market low from its inception price. So not that big of a difference. So if it were to do the same move again, it would probably get to the same number, which would be like that $1 to $1.33 mark, if it were to repeat what it did in 2017.
Interesting. So
I would think, even if it doesn't get back to an all-time high and it decreases by a quarter, how much the percentage gain was, then, that's where I was getting that 37 cent mark, right? So, 37 cents, you still put in 10,000, getting up to there, you'd still have about 75,000. So you still get to your goal.
Right.
So
Very, very interesting. We're gonna see. I'm either gonna look like a real smart guy or look like a real fucking idiot.
Well, and here's the thing, right? There's some guy in the chat. Who was it? Somebody said, "Why Cardano and not just another shitcoin?" Right?
Right.
I guess that question I would ask you to answer because you're choosing that one specifically.
So there's two things, right? I'm not choosing like fucking big boob coin or pizza coin or weed coin because Cardano does have an established base. It's been within the top 15 for a long time. Its founder is Charles Hodgkins, and the guy is pretty fucking gung ho about his project. And I think that a lot of whales look at these low tier coins and think, how can we pump the fuck out of this thing to make money? That's what happened with Ripple. That's what happened with Verge. That's what happened with Monocoin. That's what happened with fucking Cardano. These whales, they don't want to buy shares that are $3 a share stuff. They want to look at shit that's pennies and they want to pump that shit up. And then these collective whales, once they get a whale is a person that has millions or billions of dollars, and they collectively network and they put their money to artificially boost the price, and the normies go norm and they fucking go nuts and they see the price going up. Like I fell for it, Charlie's fallen for it, a lot of people's fallen for this shit, and they buy, they buy in, and then the whales see, okay, now the price from our entry, let's say the price was 5 cents, we pumped it up to 25 cents, and then the idiot population pumped it up to 50 cents. All right, guys, let's pull all our money out right now. And then they make a fuckload of money, and everybody else, they lose money, and you're all fucked. So I'm basically trying to time this upcoming stuff because, guys, I am telling you, I am not fucking crazy. I'm telling you, if this bull run is anything similar to what happened in 2017, you're going to see mania. You're going to see Bitcoin all over the news. Fucking Oprah is going to talk about Bitcoin. Okay. Like it's going to be everywhere. There are going to be so many scams. Bitcoin YouTubers are going to be through the roof. They're going to be so many people pitching and selling and scamming. You're going to be, Charlie, how many times did you check the price of Bitcoin during the fucking bull run? I was checking Bitcoin price like at least 25 times a day.
Oh yeah,
like, oh my God, like Charlie, we're at 3,000. Charlie, we're at 6,000. Charlie, we're at 16 fucking $1,000. Holy shit, Bitcoin Cash is pumping, dude. Well, I got to sell. I got to get out. Like you have no idea. So,
once you have Uber drivers starting to trade on their phones and they're like, hey, I'm trading some Bitcoin here, then that's a sign to,
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna see. We're gonna see, man. It's gonna be huge, huge, baby. So, what are the dates for the bull run? I wish we had those.
Well, I already told them, right? So April 2021 is 56K. 100K is late 2021, early 2022. If we get anything above that, it's gravy. But yeah, once we get into the next bear market in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there, Bitcoin's probably not going to go back below $30,000 if we do get up to that $100,000 mark.
So I want to close with this. We got 60 people watching right now. Now that you've heard my entire strategy, I don't fanboy for me, don't fanboy for Charlie. I want you to be very, very fucking honest. I want you to press a 1 if you think this is a good idea and it'll succeed, and I want you to press a 2 if you think this is a bad idea and I'll fail and I'm going to lose money on this. I want to see what you guys have to say. For you guys watching on the replay and all my shadow watchers who like to leave comments, I want you to comment your concerns and thoughts on the comment in the future, because I'm really interested in seeing what people think. We got 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1 and 2, pure speculation. Not lose, but not get the amount you want. Steve Evans says 1. Oscar says 1. KG says 1. Let's see. Maybe diversify with other small promising. Shut up, Nils.
Diversifying without is a bad idea, to be honest.
I'm joking, Nils. I love you, buddy. I give you shit because I love you the most. Chess Rockwell says guarded optimistically, not as big as you hope. Honestly, let's be honest though. Do you think it'll hit 10 cents? Do you think I can at least double my money, Charlie?
Yeah, I think as long as Bitcoin continues to do well, I don't think that's a big issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, actually, let's see here. It was up at 10 cents, right, in June of last year. So if Bitcoin makes it back to 14, 15,000, then yes, you'll double your money with that.
So then let's ask you this question, final question. If it gets to 10 cents, should I sell and then keep the experimental 10K and keep my initial initial investment, or should I just go balls to the wall and just fucking ride it all out?
Right. So your initial 10K there would be at 10 cents. And so you need it to get a 10 times to make $100,000. You need it to get back to that dollar mark.
Right.
If it were to get to, let's say, a low mark, which is a 40 cents, or sorry, 40 cents, that would be a 4 times from there. So that wouldn't be enough to buy the Rolly, but you'd have the original profit, your original taken out, plus 4 times on that second 10,000. So, yeah, I think you can at least make it. And I like Tony's comment. Crazier things have happened in crypto. Bitcoin does Bitcoin shit, and I say speculating on the top 20 coins that are yeah. Yeah, exactly. Only 30K.
I like a stream walk. Cheetah says it's called Operation Green Rolex. Get your Rolex and walk away.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? Bitcoin does crazy things. Bitcoin does Bitcoin things. But as long as here's what I'll say. And if you're in the top 20 cryptocurrencies and you're speculating on those, except for Ripple, if you're doing that, you're probably going to do okay as long as you get out before the top of the bull market, right? If you're speculating in the top 30 coins, you might do all right, but you might get 1 or 2 that blow up in your face. And the longer you go out, if you do the top 50 coins, probably a quarter of them could blow up in your face. If you do the top 100 coins, half of them could blow up in your face. If you go anywhere past the top 100 coins in terms of market cap, you have probably a 90% chance of it blowing up in your face.
Go discuss this. Miss MLD's on. Miss MLD's on board. She knows. She was the first one to hear about Operation Green Rolex. Miss MLD's loyal to a T. If I told her to hunt down Charlie and kill her, she'd do it.
I'd like to see her try.
She'd probably fail miserably, but it's the effort that counts. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it, man. Hey, listen, I'm doing this as a learning experience for everybody. And again, I don't have a scarcity mindset with money. So I believe I have an earner's mindset. So even if I were theoretically to lose this $10,000, losing $10,000 is not going to make or break me. I'm 34. I'm young. I'm a very hard worker. I'm intelligent. Like, I can take my skills to the market and I can remake this money. But that's the fortune favors the bold, and it takes balls to do this kind of shit. Not trying to say like, oh, I'm king of the alpha males. I'm bald. I've got big balls, whatever. But I'm just saying, I'm doing this for you guys to see, because I believe in my heart of hearts we're going to see. I mean, Charlie, do you think we're going to see a lot of pumps in the upcoming bull run?
It's going to be a lot of fireworks, a lot of good stuff happening.
We're going to have a lot of material.
So just be sure to get in under $10,000 and you'll be able to enjoy it from a very comfortable seat. If you're getting in above 20, then, you still have a chance. If you're trying to get in, really late to the game, you're going to have to throw some Hail Marys, and some of them will work, some of them won't. So the earlier, the better. And the early time is now.
Yep. So that's going to do it for us today, boys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, where I have a very, very special guest here on Interview with the Man. I will be interviewing none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Donovan Sharp. And we're going to get to hear his whole Red Pill origin story. It is going to be great. You're not going to want to miss this one out tomorrow. Until then, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to watch yesterday's episode of how to deal with female haters, and go and subscribe to this handsome devil to my right, which is Charlie from cultivatecrypto.com, who is going live multiple times in a week. And this is going to be great stuff. I'm looking forward to what's happening with the upcoming Bitcoin bull market. We told you since last year when Bitcoin was at $3,000. Now Bitcoin is stably right around $9,000 to $10,000 for the past couple of fucking weeks. So don't forget to where you heard it first. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace out.